ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is where it's going down. Me and Mr. Jones got an appointment. September 6th, Saturday night, about 8 o'clock.
In the center of Kentucky, we found the heart of America. We found a group of friends who embrace the timeless traditions of this land, handing down to each generation their love of God, country, family, and friends. Bonds that are fortified with days spent in the field, hunting, fishing, laughing, and living life to its fullest. Join us for the journey into the center of the Heartland heritage.
You know, Bernie, 2014, that deer, Brian, was Mr. Jones. Man, it still baffles me, and it just still amazes me, everything about it. I mean, Brian, you know, we lived that deer. You every day you was there, you know,
Watched him grow
watching.
inch by inch, day by day. I think everybody in the barbershop knew it. Everybody that, you know, all my friends knew it. We lived that because I was having those pictures sent to me through that camera, and it was, you know, coming through on my cell phone so I could keep track of them. But
that year, something was special about that year because he put in so many hours on that deer. There was no other deer in the woods. It was Mr. Jones. And you named that deer early on from the first time we saw Velvet, and that deer grew in front of our eyes all summer. So we didn't miss nothing of that deer.
I can't even tell you how I got that name, but I kind of like it, so I stuck with it.
We are on our way to put a set in at the farm that I'm sure everybody's been following me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. After the infamous Mr. Jones. He's a big deer, he's a big 10-pointer, he's probably right around 170 inches, so we're going to put our set in today. I got my pro staff member, cameraman Kenny Burcham with me. It's August 11th. It's about 85 degrees. We had a big storm front move in here a little while ago, but it seems like it's passed. It's kind of spotty. We're going to try to get it done, get our set, hopefully get things squared away. Get her done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is where it's going down. Me and Mr. Jones got an appointment. September 6th, Saturday night, about 8 o'clock. Let's get this stuff hung. They're usually coming in right in between those logs right there. That's where they're usually coming in. So their feet thundering straight up this ridge, down from the creek bottoms.
So I decided to put my stand up right on this little knoll, which gave me good access, and it was quiet, knowing that he was coming in and out of there. It was kind of odd that year. I had what was it, Jimmy? Do you remember? It was about 15, maybe 16 different bucks coming into that site
All
that
bucks.
year. All bucks.
You had all bucks
All
there.
bucks. Not one doe came into that, to the feed or the corn that I was putting out, or
And
the
14
minerals.
of those bucks didn't matter because we only had one that you had.
That's right. Mr. Jones was the only one I was after.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Bailey's Car Wash.
So Kenny was filming me all summer long. We were getting that corn and getting the minerals out. 2014 opening day was coming up. Man, we were anticipating seeing Mr. Jones and being out there, man, for opening day. We were ready to get it done.
They couldn't have got any sooner for you.
No way. We were ready.
We are on our way back. It's about 10 after 5 on opening day. The weather is outstanding. We had a cold front move through. It's right now it's 73 with zero humidity. It's absolutely perfect. We've got the winds coming out of the northwest. It is absolutely outstanding. Can't wait to get in the stand. Hopefully we get to see Mr. Jones. When we got here this morning at 5:30, my trail camera hasn't been working. So I went over and I looked at it. It was taking pictures, but it wasn't sending me the pictures. So when I looked at the viewfinder on the trail camera, 5:27, Mr. Jones was standing there. 5:27. So we pushed him out when we got here. So hopefully this evening, yes, this evening.
You know, opening morning, either one of us hunted that morning. And I remember we had that conversation. I'm not sure how it went or whatever, but I just remember I said, send me pictures whenever you kill them. And you headed off.
You know, there's nothing better than doing all that work throughout the summer and the spring and some in the fall, and then into it and getting up in that stand for the first time with that cool, crisp morning or afternoon, there's nothing better than getting in that stand on opening day.
Something about it.
And hoping we'll get to see Mr. Jones. So we sat there that afternoon, and you know, several of those bucks came in that I had on trail camera, but old big boy Mr. Jones didn't show up that night.
Just didn't happen, did it?
But guess what? That's why they called hunt.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's why they called hunt.
That's a fact.
Weather's perfect. It's a little bit warm. It's about 75. Got a nice little breeze. Hopefully tonight they come in a little earlier. Got some special gifts for them out here in the field. Got some apples. Sure would make me feel good to get Mr. Jones down on the ground tonight. So hang in there, stick with us, and we'll be right back. So me and Kenny get out there the next day, We had probably sat for, I don't know, a couple hours. Got in there about 3 o'clock. Here comes these two and a half, 3-year-old, real nice 9-pointer, real nice 8-pointer, come in and fighting over the feed and minerals. They're right out in front of us, man. You can hear them horns just a clacking and cracking.
How excited were you right now?
Knowing that I had that action that quick
Yeah.
and that early, I had a good feeling that old Mr. Jones is going to she'll rear his ugly face that
You
night.
doing some praying at that point.
I've been praying all summer, son.
I know
One
you
more
were.
night wasn't going to kill me.
It sure was. I know you were.
I just wanted him to step out. That's all I wanted him to do. The one thing that's positive about that situation was Mr. Jones always hung out with those 2 younger bucks. So he was staged somewhere in those woods waiting to come out there to get to that feed.
Because a lot of those pictures of him throughout the summer, they was with him. They was traveling partners.
Always together, all 3 of them always together. So finally, I see legs come up over the ridge right in front of where those other 2 little young bucks were. And
Here it comes.
my heart started pounding through my chest. And sure enough, he come across the little 4-wheeler trail, and it felt like an eternity. He stood behind a tree. You know, those deer, sometimes you think they have a sixth sense. They know.
Jimmy, he said his heart was pattering. It was fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you could probably see it through my jacket.
I bet it
how
was.
I guarantee
He
it.
stood there for a good 30 to 40 seconds like a statue.
And that seemed like
I don't even think his eyes blinked, and I was looking at him from 40 yards away, just knowing I just need you to make 2 more steps. 2 steps is all I needed him to make. You're just praying that your camera guy is quiet, that you're quiet, that nothing happens, because the slightest little inkling of something going wrong and he's gone. He could run and it could be over in a fraction of a second.
In your whole season, I mean, everything, all the preparation would be over. It's blown.
You get busted once, they're not coming back.
Never. Early season, they're all together. I mean,
So all I needed him to do was take a couple steps in the right direction, and I knew I had a great shot on him. I had it dialed in at 25 yards. Just 2 or 3 more steps is all I needed him to take.
This segment is brought to you by Burlington Family Chiropractic.
So those 2 bucks kind of meandered off kind of quickly. And I happened to see a couple of pairs of legs come out behind the bushes there. Well, it was him.
I'd love to have been attached to that tree just to know it's you.
Mr. Jones walked right out of that 4-wheeler trail, 25 yards right out in front of me, right in my range.
Right in the wheelhouse.
So Mr. Jones made those 2 steps I needed him to take. I let that dead ringer broadhead fly. I heard that all too familiar thwack. And I promise you, it was the best feeling in the world knowing that I just arrowed Mr. Jones, my biggest buck to date. It was unbelievable. I can't tell you the feeling of elation after working all spring, all summer, some of the fall. I could not wait to get my hands on that deer.
That's what it's all about right there. I've been hunting that sucker since May. I got tears in my eyes. Oh my God, Mr. Jones and me, he just went down. Unbelievable. We were covered up with deer. For the last hour and a half, we were covered up. I can't wait to put my hands on him. Oh my God. Dude. Let's go get Mr. Jones. He's waiting on us. He kept my appointment. 1 day late, but he still got the appointment. Let's go get him. See if we can go find our arrow first. We'll start our tracking. There's our arrow. Complete pass through. Completely nasty. Oh yeah, we're in good shape. He's right over the hill. I heard him crash. Took him less than 30 seconds to bleed out. Let's go get him. Let's leave this right here. Right here. There he is. There he is, right there. He didn't go 30 yards.
Holy smokes.
There he is, boys.
Unbelievable.
Get the blood. Dead ringer.
So me and Kenny get down and I get my arrow. We're following this massive blood trail from dead ringer broadheads. And it's like dumping a bucket down. It was just a ton of blood. Didn't even really need a flashlight. It was getting a little bit dark, but We get down, and I'm looking down through the woods, and I see this big white belly, and the anticipation's killing me just to get down there and put my hands on Mr. Jones for the first time. Words can't describe the feeling of elation of being able to put the work in and get it done. I just couldn't wait to get my hands on him.
But I'm gonna put my hands on Mr. Jones for the first time ever. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the body on this deer. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my God. Oh. Look. Huh? Look at the size of this nice Kentucky buck right here. Oh my goodness. Golly. Man, he is massive. Big old G2s, probably 14 inches long. He's probably 20, 21 inches wide. I am proud as a peacock right now, man. This is awesome. I've been following this deer since May. He is an absolute brute. I bet he's way over 220, 230 pounds. We had an extraordinary night tonight. Saw at least, I don't know, 5 or 6 different bucks. All of them were kind of just bouncing around and playing and tickling their antlers. Man, look at this guy. What a beast. What a beast. Let's get him out of here. As it is, we're going to be at it till about midnight. Heartland Heritage. Heritage runs deep.
I have arrowed Mr. Jones, my biggest buck to date, and I've got my hands on him. What a feeling of elation, you know, to have all that hard work pay off, to, you know, my due diligence paid off. I've been hunting since I've been a young man with my dad, and 6 years old. I'm, you know, 40 years now. I've been chasing the whitetail, and he's my biggest buck to date. You know, he's 166.5 inches. I believe he only had a ½ inch of deductions. He's nearly perfect, 10 point, and what a feeling. What a great feeling to have it all pay off.